Hey team, Marina here, jumping on to talk about something super important, the 5 stages of stuckness. Now, for almost 10 years, I've been helping people lose their limits, love their life, and live their dreams inside of the Dream Builder program. And what I can tell you from working with people to create change, and also through my own growth and evolution in my life, is that there's 5 stages of stuckness that we very commonly, collectively get stuck in. So I'm going to run through them, and as I do, I want you to have a listen and feel into which of these feels a little familiar to you. So the first stage of stuckness is the stage of distraction. Now, the stage of distraction is where you are just so busy being busy that you haven't given alternatives a thought. You're just ticking off the boxes of life. You're running on the rat wheel. You've got your head in the sand about any alternatives because, hang on a second, I just got to get this done. So distraction is not likely going to be your stage of stuckness if you have Googled creating change, living your dream life, losing your limits on YouTube. But what I do find with a lot of my clients is that the distracted phase is a phase that we will cycle in and out of as a form of self-sabotage to up level. So we'll very often kind of get busy doing the urgent things and not doing the important things, and it's actually a form of keeping us safe. So we can cycle in and out of them, but people who are truly stuck in the distracted phase, if I was to ask them, what is it you really want in life? What do you really want? They would kind of just blank stare me back like, huh? Because it hasn't even entered into their consciousness that they could create something other than what is. Okay, so the second stage is when we get disorientated. So disorientated is almost like where you're unsure of where you want to go. And the best analogy is like if you went to the eye doctor and you were looking and you couldn't even see the letters. It's like you're squinting to see it, but it's not quite revealing itself to you. And another way I like to describe this is confused. But when we are disorientated, we stay in a good metaphor is the analogy of treading water. So it makes sense to tread water if you can't see land, right? So if you're in the middle of the ocean and you can't see where you're going, then just tread water till you know. But this level of confusion or disorientation is actually another form of stuckness because we keep telling ourselves, I don't know what I want to do. I'm not sure what I'd like to have my life look like. I don't know which career path to take. So we don't move forward at all. And as a result, we just kind of keep staying confused and lacking clarity. And I mean, it's all BS, if I can say that lovingly, but it is one of the most acceptable ways to stay where you are. Well, I don't know yet, so I'll be right here until I do. Except, of course, many of us never figure out the until I do bit, which is where you want to go. So that's the second stage, which is I'm not sure what I want. And if you were to ask them, if you were to ask these people, like, what is it you really want? They would say to you, I don't know, but I wish I did. So it's kind of this longing to not be where you are without a clear destination. That's the distinction, if you will, for the disorientated. Now, the third stage is a layer up from that, where if you were to ask, and this is the people, the doubters. So the third stage of stuckness is doubting. If you were to ask the doubters, what is it that you want in life? They would say, oh, boom, this. I really want this. Magical end of the rainbow, right? Right here. Boom, boom, boom. And then what they would then say is, but it's not possible for me, or I don't know how to do it. And even if you were to show them evidence of other people doing it, they would find a reason that it's not possible for them, either due to their circumstance, their skill, timing. Like, honestly, the reasons or hashtag excuses are endless. But what they're really missing is doubting the pathway or the process. They're not clear on how to have what they want. And they're also doubting most commonly, self. They're doubting their ability to have it. And they may even put that behind the I don't know the process. But then if they know the process, suddenly it's like, oh, it's still not possible. So there's this doubting phase. And the analogy or the energy here is like chasing your tail. So what can actually be really insidious in the doubting phase is that you actually experience yourself as trying, but you just keep chasing your own tail. So people who lose weight and then gain it back and lose weight and gain it back. And then they say, oh, I really want to be this version of me where I'm super lean and whatever, but I just can't lose weight. When in fact, actually, you're a master at losing weight. You keep doing it, but you stay stuck in a cycle to prove to yourself that it's not possible for you. So the doubters obviously need a clean pathway and they need a huge dose of self-belief to get there. Now, the fourth stage of stuckness is, again, another little insidious one, because it's kind of this experience of being disillusioned or in denial. And for all you high achievers out there, take a deep breath, because it's likely that this is you. So, and I've been here, like hand on heart, I've been in all of these stages. So I judge you not, but I do encourage you to really feel into where you're at. So the fourth stage, disillusioned or denial, is where you're kind of crushing it at life. You're kind of killing it. You look like you're winning in all fields, right? And maybe you got the great career and the great partnership and everything looks right. And yet you're kind of unfulfilled because very likely what you've done is mastered the art of scaling the ladder, but the ladder's on the wrong building. You are out of alignment. You are ticking the boxes of someone else's values, likely society's, your family's, or the conditioning that you were reared in, that you believe will keep you safe, keep you successful, but it's not in alignment with your truth. It's not a space of sovereignty for you to really own. And then ironically, for these disillusioned, what happens, because you are such a high achiever, is you're like, even if you know it, you'll also run this story of, well, I'll get to that, the thing I really want to do, when I finish doing this, because I got to do this. I got to do this. This is the story you tell yourself. When I've kind of mastered this career, I'll go and set up that business I really want to set up. But what you really want to do is set up the business. So it's kind of this denial of what really is, but you often, in this disillusioned denial stage, is you know what you want, you even believe you can have it, but you're not allowing yourself to, because that would mean giving up this super successful looking life, this identity you've created over here, which isn't really true, but that you are in some way making valuable, or you feel like if you weren't it, maybe you'd lose belonging and connection with the people around you. Now, I know all of that sounds pretty bloody heavy, the first four stages, but the good news is there is a fifth stage, and the fifth stage of, I suppose, stuckness is actually being not stuck, and it is the stage of living your dream life. So this is the dream livers stage, and this is the stage where you have a healthy relationship to yourself, where you can openly and freely communicate your truth, where you can assess what it is you want, where you can gain clarity, and then you can step into aligned action, and you have the courage when it sits outside of the realms of what people around you want, to still speak it and to still engage in the action of creating it. Doesn't mean life is perfect. Doesn't mean, you don't, it doesn't mean that there's unicorns and rainbows and fairy dust all day long. But what it does mean is that when the shitstorms hit, you are all good, because you don't make your circumstance equal your worth. You are separate to the circumstance of your life. And so what it means is you have the freedom to be self-sovereign, to feel the experience of wholeness, to step into the experience of joy, regardless of what's showing up. It's a really awesome place to be. And it also means that you know how to go about creating the things that you really want in life. So guys, those are the 5 stages of stuckness. The first one is when we are distracted, too busy being busy, don't know what we want. Second stage is we're disorientated. We don't know what we want, but we know it's not this. So we're confused. We lack clarity. The third stage is that we doubt. We doubt the process to get what we want, and we doubt that it's possible for us, but we do know what we want. So we have clarity, but not the belief in self. And then the fourth stage is the disillusioned or denial stage, which is where it's like, yep, I'll get to it. I'll get to the thing I really want after I finish, crushing it over here, being awesome at stuff that really doesn't align or fill me up. And then the fifth stage is really owning your truth, embodying and speaking your truth, being sovereign within yourself, and bringing forth your wholeness so that your life is the beautiful fingerprint that you were here to create, the one that is only yours to create. I hope that was helpful, guys. Please drop me some comments below if you've got any thoughts on this. If it was helpful, let me know, like it, share it. All of that is appreciated. And as always, and as I said, I know these stages because I went through these stages, because ultimately I am you, I see you, and I love you. And I want you to know that all of you is welcome here. Peace.